I hope you're having an amazing, positive day. Like I say every time, I hope that you're having an amazing, positive day every day, but especially today. I just wanted to make a video and talk to you guys about a spiritual awakening. And a lot of people are going through spiritual awakening right now. They just don't know that it's a spiritual awakening. They are going through so much shit in their life, and things are really changing, and like it feels like your whole world is crashing down around you, but you don't realize you're actually going through a spiritual awakening. So I feel like it's my job to help people realize this, not only because I've been going through my spiritual awakening for a while, but I really am noticing it in a lot of people. And it can be really scary. It can be really, like, you feel really lonely. You don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, your whole world is being turned upside down, and it's really confusing. And so I feel like if you understand what it is, then you can, you can kind of like research and figure out, within your own life how to kind of navigate this whole spiritual awakening thing. Especially because a lot of people who are going through spiritual awakenings have never ever been spiritual in their life ever. They've never, connected to a God, or they believed in, Jesus from the Bible, like that type of God. They've never really understood what spirituality is. And because I'm able to like read people's energy and feel people's energy, I notice right away when somebody's going through an awakening. And a lot of the times I try to hint at kind of like what it is, but I guess I feel like now I just feel like more comfortable with just being able to tell people exactly what I think that it is that they're dealing with in their life. So spiritual awakening and how to tell that you are going through a spiritual awakening. For the most part, we go our whole lives being distracted by the truth. We go our whole lives listening to outside influences, basically making the decisions in our life based on how we're raised and our family and our friends and what they think and what they want. But we don't really connect to like what we really want, because we're kind of trained not to. We're trained since we're born to like look outside of ourselves for answers. And spirituality is really finding the answers from within. It is really connecting to your true self. It's becoming your true authentic self, connecting to source, which is your true self, and living your life for who you are and who you're meant to be. And a lot of people, they're not raised on this. So you should be so grateful if you're experiencing any of these things, because this is like, you're chosen to awaken. A lot of people stay in this zombie mode where they just live their entire lives in robot mode, like working and fucking looking forward to the weekend and paying, the government, and they find like no satisfaction in their real life because they're living their entire life for somebody else. So if you're awakening, you are chosen to be, and you should be so grateful. It is such a blessing. It is seriously like, it's freeing yourself. It's literally freeing yourself from these mental chains that we've been placed in since birth and from centuries before we were even alive. Our souls have lived before this many times, and our souls have been enslaved in this same shit for centuries. So I think that the first indicator for me personally, I'm only just basing all of these facts off of my own personal experience. Basically, you gotta hit a point, like a rock bottom, where you're just so exhausted of the life that you're living, and you're looking for like truth. You want truth, you want answers. You're so tired of the same shit, going to work every day, working for other people, trying to pursue a dream that you want, but it's just like, it feels like the entire universe, the whole world is against you and achieving these dreams. So you got to get to a point where you're down on your knees and you're forced to be like, what is this all about? Because I really can't fucking do it no more. It's like the minute that you are on your knees and you're surrendering to God, where you're like, I'm just like, I can't do it no more, like whatever. That's when like God opens the door of the universe to you, and he starts like putting these little things in front of your face to make you really have to think of like, whoa, why is this? Why is life like this? So, oh, I see the truth in that now. Oh, I see the truth in that now. Oh, I don't like this about me. Oh, I don't like this about society. I don't like this about people. So you go through a phase of like a deep, when I say deep, if you're feeling this right now, it's called dark night of the soul, okay? This is when the awakening starts to happen. You start seeing the truth of life, the truth of the things around you, the truth of the people around you, and it puts you into like such a deep, heavy depression. When I say deep, heavy depression, a point where you are so unmotivated, you don't even like a deep depression where to a point where you don't even want to wake up anymore. You're kind of questioning if like anything that you ever really wanted is what you really want in the first place. Like the goals and the dreams and the things that you had been working towards your whole life, you're like, is this even what I really want? Like you start questioning everything about yourself, about your reality, about your family, your friends, like just everything. And it's like really, really heavy energy where you start realizing the truth, and it really puts you into a depressed state. So after this depressed state, it's like the universe is going to sprinkle you little positive little things that are going to start elevating your energy. So the awakening really is basically where you elevate your energy. You have been at this vibration where everybody else is your entire fucking life, where everybody meets at the same fucking level, same level of energy, and the awakening is here to raise your energy, to bring you, ascend you. It's called ascension, to raise your energy frequency. Okay, so you'll notice this if you take a look at people around you in your life who are super positive. They're actually vibrating at a higher frequency than you are. If you notice people around you who are drug addicts, they have addictions, they are lonely, they're sad people, they actually have a heavier, lower energy frequency than you. So, through this awakening process, my best advice for you is to just really take a look at the things around you in your life, pay attention, and like seek your own answers. Do your research outside of yourself. Go on the internet. That's what I did. I needed to fucking find answers. I needed to figure myself out. So do as much research as you can through this time in the dark night of the soul. Another way for you to tell if you're awakening is number synchronicities. So you'll start seeing the number, for example, major ones for awakening is 1111, 777. I see 144. I see, just any number sequences like 333, 555, 999, any number sequences. They all mean something different. And we're taught that they're angel numbers, but you can think I'm a crazy nutcase. I don't give a shit, because I really, really connect to my source, and I know that there's the truth in this, and that's just what I believe. You don't have to fucking believe me. That's all good. Do you, boo-boo? I don't give a shit. They're actually like downloads. It's like upgrading your energy by just looking at the frequency, or by looking at the number. It upgrades your energy. But they also can mean angel numbers. They do. Another thing will be that you do not fit in the environment that you used to feel comfortable and you used to be happy in. You are outgrowing this environment. For example, I work in a fucking nightclub. Like, I used to be cool going, like, used to be not necessarily fun. It's never really been fun for me to go work in a fucking nightclub. I can't stand that shit. It's like the same shit every day. But it has gotten to a point where it's like an agonizing, like, it's like I would rather jump out of a tree and break my leg. Knock on wood. That's a horrible thing to say, because I'm like manifesting that. I would rather not be there. Like, it's so painful for me to be there. I feel like it's like choke me. I would rather not go. Choke me. So you might be experiencing this in your reality. Like, you're the job that you're working at, you're just like, I fucking cannot do it no more. People people, places, and things that used to be fun for you or cool with you are no longer like, you're no longer on that same energy wave. You're no longer like finding excitement in it. You're no longer interested in the things that used to really interest you. That is part of the awakening. You are shedding that old part of you that is upgrading. You're upgrading now to a new life. You're now attracting new abundance, new opportunities, new people, new places, new things into your life. So this old life that you're living, you're ascending above it, and you're like into this new, coming into this new life. Another thing is you start to want to argue less with people. Not necessarily argue. I'm not an argumentative person, but debate or prove your point less. Like, you just really don't give a fuck. You really don't want to, like, you don't want to bicker over things. You just want peace. Basically, that's what it comes down to, is you just, like, want this peace in your life. You're tired of the battles in your head. You're tired of battles with people around you. You don't have time for gossip. You don't have time for bullshit. You don't have time for fake people. Like, you just want this peace. So it really has you wanting to spend a lot of time alone. And this is really important for the ascension process, for the awakening process, is to be alone and really connect with yourself, really start understanding what this whole new life is that is being integrated into your reality. You might also want really badly to be more healthy. That is also a major one. I mean, I personally have always kind of lived a healthy lifestyle. It's kind of how I was raised, passionate about it, something that I stand for. But I start to see a lot of people that maybe didn't come from such a healthy background, and really wanting this new change in their life, whether they start going to the gym, they start, wanting to eat better, they want to try being vegan, like all these things. They're just kind of like realizing that their old way, their old eating habits, their old laziness, it's just like, it's not appealing to them anymore, and they want to grow and change as an individual. They want to better themselves. So this is another indication of an awakening. One of the best and most amazing parts of the awakening process is the shedding of your ego. So again, I talk about how not wanting to be argumentative. When you shed your ego, that is really the dark night of the soul. That is that part that you really realize that you haven't been yourself your whole life. You haven't been able to be your authentic self. So what is happening? It's like you're going through a death. You're going through an ego death. You basically feel like you're dying. Like, when I tell you feel like you're dying, like, you gotta lay on the floor and cry it out, because that basically feels what's happening. Like, it feels like everything in your world is crashing down around you, but really you're going through this rebirth. You're like shedding your fucking ego, which, like, ego is what stands in between you and your dreams. Ego is what holds you back from true love. Ego is what holds you back from you and achieving the things that you want in your life. It's this ego that, it's this ego that is the mask that you have been wearing your whole life. And when you start awakening, you're realizing, like, I don't want to be this fake person anymore. I want to be my true self. And it can be so scary when you start going through this awakening process, because you've never really been your true self to the world. You've always been this ego and this mask. And once you break through that point of, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, like, what the fuck, why are so much emotions and feelings coming through, like, that gets cleared, it gets pushed out along with your ego, and you break through to this peaceful, harmonious, awesome, high vibrational, dope place where you're finally who you're meant to be. You're finally doing and being everything that you, and it feels like freedom. That's exactly what it is. It's freedom. So anyways, I just wanted to make this like long ass whatever Snapchat post for you guys, because I'm noticing a lot of people going through an awakening and they don't know what the fuck is going on, and they think that blaming their situations in life is gonna fix it. But really, motherfucker, you're just going through a spiritual awakening. And it's time for you to grow and stop resisting the changes. Like I've said before, God the universe, the higher power, Allah, whatever you want to call him, is gonna force you to change. And you either resist the change or you flow with the change. So I hope that whoever is watching this, whoever is going through an awakening, will take a look at the things that are happening in their life and realize, like, this is you going through an awakening. And this is God's way of pretty much, like, putting you right in front of the next level of your life. Like, it's like the game. God is like, here's the next level. Like, can you fucking handle it? Can you make it through? You know, so this is a time, you know, the dark night of the soul. It's difficult as fuck. I'm telling you, I totally feel you. I totally get it. And I've made a lot of posts on what I've been dealing with through my awakening. And if you haven't seen it, I have my YouTube channel you can check out. And also YouTube is really helpful. Go on there and you can navigate through your awakening really, really, really well through that. But it's a time to really look at your life and get out of the victim mentality. Everything that happens in your life is because you've created it. You have created it. And when you break through and you learn the lessons that the universe is trying to teach you, I will touch base on my awakening another day, like my own personal awakening, the things and the lessons that I've had to learn as an empath. As an empath is somebody who, you know, I heal people. I give my energy. Give. I'm a giver. I'm a lover. As a highly sensitive and intuitive and psychic, I give my energy. And my lessons in life, my karmic lessons of learning, is to not give my energy, is to balance my energy within myself and know when to hold back a little bit on my energy and to receive. So that's been major lesson for me. And like, everyone's awakening is different. Everyone's lessons in life are different. We're all unique. We're all amazing in our own way. So I'm excited that I can share this and that people can really get some clarity on what the fuck is going on in their world right now. It's like, if you're lucky enough that God chose you to go through this awakening, to be at the next level, to be at a higher fucking vibration in your life, you are so lucky and you're so not alone. So hit me up if you need anything, if you have any questions, if you want me to reference some places that I found like really useful, helpful information. This is my job here on this planet. You find your purpose. That's another amazing with this awakening is you find your purpose. You really find out what the fuck you're meant to do in this lifetime through this ascension. And it's a beautiful place to be. So I hope everybody gets to this place. If you made it through this video, I'm gonna check it out and I'll know who's going through an awakening, and I might reach out to you, check up on you, make sure you're okay. And I'm saying, oh yeah, that's the last thing that I'll add. You become so understanding. You become so understanding that we're all here. We're all human. We're all going through our own journey, but we're all the same and we're all here. And you find this like unconditionally loving place for everybody, for humans, for anybody. And you also fall so madly in love with yourself, and you have so much respect and love for yourself that you have these boundaries that you put up with the people in your life. You will no longer take shit from anybody. You will no longer be stepped on or taken for granted. And it's just the next level of your life, basically. And then, like, keep going from this point on, you know? You're always gonna be tested. You're always gonna have work to do on yourself, but this is the journey of life, and it's amazing. I forgot, there's like a couple other things that I gotta put in on this list of, you know, when I started doing my research and trying to find the answers on the awakening process, I started to see a lot of, you know, everybody really be going through the same shit through this awakening process. So another major one is where the universe is gonna force you to like lose everything almost. Like, this doesn't apply to everybody, obviously. Some people are a lot better well off than a lot of us, but it will pretty much take everything away from you. Like, you'll have a point where you're like so broke where you're just like, I just like don't know anymore. And it's like you'll be so like stressed and like forced to surrender. Basically what it comes down to. You're forced to be at the mercy of the universe. And if you go online, you'll see when you start doing research that a lot of people like have lost everything in this process, but through losing everything you gain everything and more, because you're ascending to this new energy frequency where you're able to invite bigger and better things into your life. So that's exactly what happens. Call me fucking crazy, I don't give a shit. You can go online, research it. That's how I know I'm about to be lit. Like, what else can I lose? I already lost it all. I literally I surrendered a long time ago. I've been going through this shit for 10 years. So, you know what I'm saying? Also, another thing is, you see the value in things, material things. You might have had you might have put a lot of value in material things before, and now you just really see that material things aren't all that. Like real connection and love and like the real meaning of life and like being your true self, like the essence of who you are, means more than material things. That's another, I'm a Capricorn and I love nice things, obs, that's never gonna change, but the value in them, like I don't really care for them as much as I used to, you know what I'm saying? So they just lose value to you. You start to like really see what matters to you, and like you want to prioritize that more so in your life than, for me, like my alone time, going to the gym, like my routine, my healthy lifestyle, those are things that I put above everything. Like I'll cancel all fucking plans. Like I've been in this isolation since January and I have really not done shit. And I'm sure if you guys followed my Instagram from last year and the year before, you'll see a huge difference in Misha doesn't go out. Misha doesn't fucking post her fucking body up on Instagram or on Snapchat like she used to. Like I lost a lot of fucking people checking on my story. Why? Because I guess it's boring to them or they're just not on the same wave. But yeah, like this ascension process, has really made me value, my alone time and my personal growth and my, I'm not itching to go out and fucking party and like socialize. I'm just like so content with like being by myself, working on myself, eating good food, like learning about life. You know what I'm saying? Those things are more of a priority to me now, and working on my dream and working on my music and other things that I'm working on. Those are a major priority over like any fucking party. So your priorities change. Also, major one, and this one really contributes to the dark night of the soul, because you're like, were these people even my real friends in the first place? You're gonna lose a lot of friends. Me personally, I've always had really good friends. Like in Canada, I've had the same best friends since I was, I tend to have some really core, amazing, true friends. Your true friends are gonna stick by you no matter what the fuck you go through. If you change, they're still gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be cheering you on no matter what. But you're gonna lose all those fake people around you, the people that aren't really there for you, and it's gonna put you into a depressed, state as well. So just be very mindful of that. When people start dropping like flies, they was not meant to be there in the first place, and they was never for you.